We're surrounded by concrete, buildings, bridges, sidewalks. It is literally the foundation of our modern world. But have you ever really stopped to think about what it takes to get that gray, soupy stuff? Well, perfect. Okay, let's dive into the amazing hidden science behind one of the most important materials on Earth. It really all comes down to this one super simple question. When you're making cement paste, which is the key ingredient in concrete, how much water do you actually add? If you pour in too much, your final product is going to be weak, it'll be porous, not good. But if you add too little, you just get this stiff, clumpy mess that you can't work with at all. It's a real classic problem, right? Well, the solution to that problem actually has a name. It's called normal consistency. Now, this isn't just some vague feeling or a lucky guess. Oh no, it is a scientifically defined, perfectly balanced state. It's the exact percentage of water you need to make a paste that's not too wet, not too dry, but, you guessed it, just right. It's basically the Goldilocks principle for cement. So how in the world do you find this just right point with, scientific certainty? Well, it all comes down to a super standardized procedure and a few key pieces of equipment. They're designed to take all the guesswork right out of the equation. So let's meet our cast of characters. First up, we've got our judge. This is a precision-milled plunger, exactly 10 millimeters in diameter, and with its rod, the whole thing weighs precisely 300 grams. Its entire job is to test how much the paste resists being penetrated. It is the ultimate decider of whether the consistency is right or wrong. And of course, every judge needs an arena, right? This here is the Vicat mold. It's a small conical ring, and it's where the cement paste gets placed for the test. It's a standardized container, which is super important because it means every single test is done under the exact same conditions no matter where you are in the world. So here's the goal of the whole thing. Find the exact water content that lets our 300-gram plunger sink a very, very specific distance in a very specific amount of time. It's such a simple, elegant test, but it measures the physical properties of the material with incredible precision. Okay, so this whole process has an official name. It's called the ASTM C187 procedure. This is the global standard for figuring out normal consistency. So let's just walk through exactly how it's done step by step. It really breaks down into 4 main stages. First, you prepare everything, the lab, the materials, all of it. Second, you mix the cement and water. Third, you get it into the mold. And finally, you run the test. Now, that sounds pretty straightforward, but trust me, the devil is absolutely in the details. And the level of precision we're talking about here is just incredible. The lab temperature and the humidity are super tightly controlled. You have to use exactly 650 grams of cement, and the entire mixing process, the whole shebang, has to be done in under 5 minutes. Every single variable is locked down. This isn't cooking. This is serious science. Now, of all the precise scientific steps, I gotta say, my favorite one is this. To get all the air bubbles out and make sure the paste is uniform, the technician actually forms it into a ball and then literally tosses it from one hand to the other 6 times through a gap of about 6 inches. It's this surprisingly human physical step in an otherwise highly technical procedure. All right, so after the paste is in the mold, the test begins. The plunger is gently lowered until it just touches the surface of the paste, and then it's released. The clock starts ticking, and that plunger is allowed to sink under its own weight for one critical period, exactly 30 seconds. And this right here brings us to the moment of truth. After those 30 seconds are up, the depth of the penetration is measured. But what's the magic number? What's the bullseye that we're all aiming for that tells us, yes, we have achieved normal consistency? The target is 10 millimeters, plus or minus 1. That's it. If the plunger sinks into the paste to a depth somewhere between 9 and 11 millimeters in those 30 seconds, you've done it. You have found the perfect mix. Of course, you almost never get it on the first try, and this table shows the process perfectly. On the first trial with 25% water, the plunger only sank 7 millimeters. The paste was just too dry. So they added more water. Trial 2, at 27%, they went too far, 12 millimeters, way too wet. Finally, they dialed it back just a bit to 26% and bam, bullseye, 10 millimeters. Once that perfect 10 millimeter penetration happens, the water content, in this case 26.0%, is officially recorded as the normal consistency for that specific batch of cement, and it's reported to the nearest 0.5%. So we've gone really deep into one very specific lab test, but why does this one measurement matter so much? Because the results from this tiny mold in a lab, they have a direct line to the skyscrapers that define our cities. Here's the most crucial point. Normal consistency is the bedrock. It's the baseline that makes sure every other important test, like how long the cement takes to set or how strong it's going to be in the end, is actually valid and comparable. By standardizing the amount of water, you standardize everything that comes after. This one simple test underpins the quality control, the safety, and the integrity of pretty much every concrete structure on the entire planet. And that kind of leaves us with a final thought, doesn't it? This one small, incredibly meticulous test is just one of thousands of these silent standards that are always working in the background, making sure our world is safe and reliable. It really makes you wonder, what other invisible science is holding up the world all around you, right at this very moment? Thanks for listening.